everyone. Good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the second session of Web Development Made Easy. Last week was awesome. Today is even going to be more exciting. So get ready for another exciting time learning how to develop a website. My name is Titi Omole, and I'll just be sharing with you, for the benefit of those of you that were not here last week, a little bit about our company, our organization. We're called Cause for Children, and we are not for profits. And what we do is to empower young people with skills and talent, with skills that they need to continue to thrive in their journey, their life journey. We do this by workshops. One of them is this one that you're attending. We also have a career conference. We'll talk about that later on. And True Little Hero Awards, where we reward young people that are doing excellently for their efforts and achievements. True Little Hero Awards, it's quite popular. Nomination is going to open sometime in August, 1st of August. So watch out for it. If you know any young person, you like them to reward them, they've done beautiful, they've done awesome stuff. And it could be yourself. Please go there and nominate. You can never tell. You might win the award and lovely prizes that comes with it. Okay, so ground rules. As usual, mute your microphone. And if you would like to speak, raise your hand up. Our facilitator will call your name and you unmute yourself, you speak, you ask your question, you contribute. And once you're done, you please mute yourself back again. We don't want noise in the background. Yeah. And I'll ask that please participate. I don't even have to say that because last week we all got on participating, we contributed. So it was quite interactive. I want to see the same spirit, the same energy this evening. We also ask that you speak respectfully when you're talking to each other or when you're speaking back to your facilitator. And it's a loving environment. Our space here, this community, we're loving, we're free, we encourage each other. So if someone has put a nice comment in the chat box, you want to encourage them, want to put a comment there just to say, well done, good stuff. Just encourage one another and please feel free. Don't be shy. Nothing is rubbish. Feel free, engage. So enough of talking about me, and I'm going to hand you over to your facilitator, Rodney Johnson. Over to you, Rodney.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Titi. Let me just see who we have in the building. So we have quite a lot of people. Hello, everyone, firstly. So for those that perhaps were not here last week, I'll do a quick introduction. And just to echo Titi's point, that today is about fun. Today is about learning to build a website. So it's going to be something practical. But as Titi mentioned, this is a loving and a caring environment. So there are no such things as any silly or stupid questions. So if you're having any issues, just raise a hand or just pop a question on the chat. The chat was really popping last week, so we can definitely use that again. So this is me. This is Moore. I'm Rodney Johnson. I'm a software engineer now. So what that means is that I build websites for companies and for people. I've been doing this for about a year now, 6 months to a year. So it is quite interesting. It is quite tough. And before being a software engineer, I actually built a few companies, which was pretty cool. And as you can see, I know I told those last week, but I am an Arsenal fan. I know that there was a few other, I think Juan was an Arsenal fan. I think we had a few other fans that were around. But yes, so I'd like to encourage everyone to turn their videos on where they can. I know if it's not possible, it is fine. But if you do turn your video on, then I can be more interactive and whatnot. I'm quite happy with everyone's technical skills. So everyone knows how to share a screen. Everybody knows how to unmute themselves. So that really helps a lot. So I'm just going to go into it because today is going to be a fun session. I think everyone kind of enjoyed it last time. So for those that might not have been around last week, I'm going to go over what we did last week. Actually, can anyone give a quick example, or can anyone say in one sentence what we did last week? Just raise it. Okay, Joanne?
So last week we were first we were figuring out what we wanted to do. Then we were making a name for our website. Then we were looking for types of images we can use, and then we started to create it with Wix.
That's very spot on. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you, John. Yeah, so John quite nicely explained what we did last week. So in a bit more detail, what we did is we chose the type of website that you wanted to build, because if someone says, what type of website do you have? You need to say, okay, maybe I have a music website, I have a restaurant, I have a gaming website, etc. So you need to choose something. And I think everyone chose, I know Tiny, for example, chose fashion, Joanne chose music. I can't remember, what did you choose last time? Was it music as well?
More about my one last time.
Okay, well, that's okay. Hopefully today you can have a bit more clarity on that. So either you could choose music, restaurant, or fashion. And once you've done that, then you had the ability to choose a name. So this was quite straightforward. So let's say music. This was the website. We would generate very cool names. So Musicize, Lutono, Sounder, some really, really nice names that you could use to get started. And what we did afterwards is that, and I have the example actually. So here is a picture of Batman, which is very cool. I'm going to actually show you Dribbble and some of the examples that people chose last time. I don't know if they'll remember, but they chose these websites, and I know who chose which. So, and for those that were not too sure, Dribbble is a website that allows you to type in various things like restaurant websites, and you can see a lot of inspiration. So you might think, what type of website should I design? Should it be very light color, or should it be very dark? Should it be very image heavy, or should it be something that's quite light, not too many images available, right? And somebody, I can't remember who at the time, but they mentioned that fashion was something that they were interested in, and they found this and they shared it. And this was like a really good example of how to start a fashion website. And I think this was I think John did the gaming one, but somebody also shared, yes, okay, sorry, that was Titi who did the fashion, sorry. And then we had the music business. So this is like Spotify for anybody who listens to music online, or like YouTube, for example. Looks very familiar. But these are all websites that can be built. Now, leaving Batman alone. So that's what we did last week. And then we also used Wix to add images and videos to our website. Can anyone remind me what the name of my website was? Does anybody remember? Okay, let's see if anyone else. You can add in the chat as well if you want to answer. Okay, Ivy, do you want to, Ivy and Janice, would you like to say something?
Millpot.
Millpot, fantastic. Joan, almost. Millpot, very well done, Ivy. Cool, so everyone was listening, which is good. So like I said, last week was very, very fun. I think everyone had a good time. Today is going to be even more exciting, I can tell you that. We're going to do a lot more. We're going to go over what we did, and we're going to add some more functionality to it as well. Cool, so this session, the aim and objective is we're going to go over session 1. If you would like, we would love you to, for those that were there last week, to showcase their websites. that they had chosen, and maybe just give like one or two sentences about their website. That would be cool. And what we're going to do afterwards, which is a bit more advanced, is once you have a website, you want to edit it, right? You want to make it unique. So we're going to showcase how to add these sections. So what this means is when you have a home section, you might have a about us, you might have a menu, you might have, you know, contact us. So these are all called different sections or different website, different sections to your websites. We're going to show how to add and edit text to make it more cool. We're going to extend not just images, but to add videos to your website on Wix. And finally, if we have time, we'll add some audio files as well. And we'll spotted you on the real one, MV Player. That's not too far off. Cool. So I don't want to talk throughout the whole session. So I want to give the opportunity to anyone who wants to share their screen and just showcase the website that they have been working on, maybe during the week, or showcase what they did last week. And Titi mentioned as well that those that do participate will be rewarded as well. So feel free and feel comfortable as well. Would anyone want to share their screen to share the website that they've done? You can add say me in the chat and I'll stop sharing and allow you to share. I'll give you a minute or so just to get ready. Okay, Joanne, you ready? Sure, go for it. Okay, nice. Would you like to give a quick overview about what is the name of your website and how you designed it and how have you found the process?
So the name of my website is Cyber Gateway. And then, so I've made some of my own sections and I've put in some of my own text. And so
wait, go slowly and walk us through because it looks quite cool. So walk us through what you've done.
Yeah, so first what I did, I replaced the first image with a different one that I found online. So I decided to put it in because it looked nice. And then so I put in the name of my favorite company, but it gets to, in my opinion, makes the best games I like to play, such as One Piece and Dragon Ball.
Nice.
So I decided to put that in, and then I decided to put in some things that you'd see on articles, like when people are talking about gamers and the games they're playing. And then I put in my favorite game over here.
Fantastic.
One Piece Power is full. So on another section, I'm putting as if people commented it. People commented on it. And then if I go a bit further down,
Excellent.
and I've got these things. So I've got like I said before, some reviews I've made, and then a space where it would be as if some people want to put in some extra reviews, and I did our story and things.
That is incredible. Wow. And how did you find this is actually incredible. I think you should be teaching this class, you know. Would you like to say, how did you find it? Did you find it easy out of 10? How difficult, how fun have you found it?
I guess I would say it was around a 7 because it was kind of hard to think about what you were gonna write down, what images you could use to really express it. So, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to share their screen? Does anybody feel comfortable sharing their screen? Right. So Joan's done a great job. Ayo, I don't know if you had the website that you had started last time. Would you like to share it all?
I don't have a website yet. I'm still trying to make my account.
Oh no, you're still unable to make your account. Oh, Aitan, you can't find yours. So for you to find a website that maybe you've created in the past, I'll show you how to do it now, very quickly. So let me just go onto it. Bear with me. I'll show you. Oh, Isaiah, would you like to share your screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Go ahead.
I haven't really done that much editing, but I've added in some sections.
Okay. This is a very, very good start. I love the colors and the images that you've chosen. Would you want to walk us through how you've done it? What did you think about? Like, what did you find difficult? What did you find fun?
It was actually quite easy because last week he taught us how to drag images in.
Mhm.
So I was thinking about putting an image in each section
Mhm.
so it'll look more fun to use.
Yeah, I understand. And the sections that you've put in. So can you just walk us through the sections and what's the name of your business and what are you trying to do with the business?
The name is Zephyr Audio, and basically I'm trying to basically most beat maker apps are apps, not websites. So mine is going to be a website for people who use computers.
Nice. Okay, fantastic. And just scroll down. Let's just see all the other sections that you have. Okay, nice. You've got a nice welcome to our site. I like that. Then you got about us. Okay, this is so okay. I know. I like what you're doing there. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for sharing. How easy or difficult did you find it? Out of 10?
9.
9. Okay. Well, hopefully after this session, it will go down to maybe like a more comfortable 5 or a 6. Hopefully. Thank you for sharing. For those that perhaps are unable to see the stuff that they've done, I know in the chat somebody said that they were unable to find their previous websites. So if you go onto Wix and you log in, you should see the websites that you have created before. So once you do that, then you should be able to just simply select and edit and you'll be there. This is what we did last time. So something that was just very, very basic. And then you just need to click edit site here. Yeah, no worries, Callum, it's fine. I'm gonna go over what we have done. So for those that were not in the session last week, what we did is we found the name of our business. We started editing on a website called Wix. And what's cool about Wix is that it's very easy, very simple for you to create a decent, good looking website. So now I think Isaiah and Juan's website was much better than mine. So my website was a time traveling restaurant. So I'm quite proud of this website because it's quite unique. And we're called Millpot, where your dreams come true, or your food dreams come true. As you can see, I love seafood as well. And who we are. So we're business in 2032. Yes, we are in the future. And we want to deliver food from the future to people in the past. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And what we did in the session was we found really nice websites and really nice photos that that we added, and we added some context as well. So like some descriptions, so ones that Juan has shown. I said a really nice website at the time was called Unsplash. So somebody said ramen, which is noodles. You type in, and I'm sure Titi will share the slides as well. so you will have access to the websites and stuff. So this is a really nice website that allows you to find various different images. If you're doing a fashion business, you might want a fashion dress. And then you might want to add this as part of your collection, right? And then you can easily and simply, when you edit your site, when you want to change the image, I think, can anyone remember how to change the image? Does anybody want to shout out? Yes, John.
So to change your image, first you have to select your image, then it'll say replace. Then when you press replace, it will show different types of different suggested images, or if you have your own, you can go to upload media, and if you've maybe downloaded one, then it will bring one up from your files.
Fantastic, exactly. Thank you for sharing. So once you select an image, you click apply. So Callum, those that perhaps were not here last week, this is a way for you. As you see beforehand, we had a really nice photo of like seafood, and now we have a lady that's enjoying wine. I think I'm gonna put it back to the seafood because I think it's a much easier and nicer thing to look at, because I'm hungry quite a lot of the time. So this is nice to see. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing. So I'm going to go back to, unless anybody wants to share, you can give another 2 minutes. Would anybody want to share their site? Ayo, are you comfortable in sharing?
Pardon?
Would you like to share your screen for a website? It's okay.
I haven't made it yet. I just logged onto Wix.
Okay, that's fine. Well, that's good. So if everyone can spend their time logging onto Wix, so that you can just enjoy yourself whilst you're learning. Now, today, what are we going to do today? We're going to have some fun. We are going to recreate this website. So I noticed that during last session, a lot of people liked music. A lot of people chose music businesses. So we thought the last website that I did here was cool, but was very, very basic, wasn't it? Right, very, very basic. We want to do something that's a bit more complicated. So I'm going to showcase to you something a bit more. So I'm going to share my other screen. So bear with me. Share screen too. And you should be able to see this website. Can everybody in the chat just say if they can see the website, please? Yes, everyone can see it. Thumbs up, everyone, they can see the website. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Let me know if you cannot see it. Yes, everyone is giving thumbs up. Great stuff. So this is just an example of a more complicated website. So what you're going to see is somebody, T-Con. Don't know who on earth this person is. I think he's trying to replicate T-Pain, but I don't know if he's doing a good job or not. But anyways, he's got a new album that's coming out, and he's got all these different things. So if you click Instagram, it's going to go to his Instagram account, not his, but to Wix's. If you click Twitter, it'll go to his Twitter account. If you go to YouTube, it'll go to his YouTube account. So for those that are creating websites, you can allow users that go onto your website to go to other bits of your social media profiles that you might find interesting. Also as well, in terms of some advice, whilst I'm going through this, I would recommend that you write things down so that you don't forget it. Because I have a good saying, a good phrase that says, this isn't a memory game. It isn't a test to see how good your memory is. I've got my notepad, I make notes. So the more notes you make, the easier it is to go over it. And yes, as TT mentioned, please just take a screenshot of your website and share it so we can see the beautiful websites that you create, and we can ensure that that you feel very proud about it. Now, this is the website here. So Tikan has the website. This is his landing page. So when you develop websites, the first thing that people ask you is, what is your landing page, right? And that terminology is quite specific. So what a landing page means is the first page that you want users to see. So if you go on to, I don't know, Amazon, right? So you go to amazon.co.uk, their landing page is this. They want people to see their products to purchase. So if you're a fan of Far Cry, you can purchase. You want to keep watching The Boys, you can continue. So that's what they call it. So when you create a website, the very first page is called your landing page. And this is where you want users to learn more about your business. They want to know the name of your website, more about your business, more about the products that you're selling, and any other information that you want to share. So it's a really nice way to attract people. And what you need to remember about landing pages, and when you're creating your own, the very first thing has to be engaging, right? Which means you need a very big font. You need to have a nice image, and you need to attract people. Now, the difference between, I know some people might have heard of maybe like a homepage or landing page. So they're both more or less the same thing. The homepage can be seen as a landing page. It's just the place that people expect information to be. So an About Us page will not be the landing page and will not be the homepage because it isn't the main aspect, right? It's just a side aspect, it's like a side mission if you're playing the game. So as we scroll down, we can see some nice videos, right? So they have another section where they have embedded a video into it, which looks really cool, I think. Keep your eyes on the road, ladies, behold. Maybe that's part of his music stuff. They've also added a carousel. So this is called a carousel, where it's like a gallery of images. So, and it changes every 3 to 4 seconds, or 5 seconds, or you can click it to see other images that are around. So what we did last time was quite basic, right? All we had was just some seafood. The seafood wasn't moving. You didn't see any other images. So as you can see, this website is a bit more sophisticated. It's a bit more engaging as well. Some really nice images are being used as well. So really, really cool. And what they also have is some audio. So as I mentioned, if we have time, we'll add in some audio. And if you click play, can you hear that? Can everyone hear that? Okay, great.
Yes.
Nice. So they added some audio. So this is the website that we're going to recreate. He also has other elements to the website, such as music. So quite similar. You know, you have the home, you have the kind of main image. You then have a video. So he has quite a similar structure to his website. But here, obviously, it's more about his music. So there's more images, there's more music that you can listen to. So this one, I think that's the same one. I thought it was a black guy. I don't know why he's surprised about the music. And then you can learn more about his tour dates. So with no further ado, let's get making some magic. So what we have is right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and recreate this website, right? So this is the website on the right hand side, and this is the one that we're going to be doing. So I want to firstly create a new page just so that it is different, right? So I'm going to create essentially another page just so we can test and we can do some editing. So what you normally do for that, so I'm going to go slowly, is when you're on your website. Also, another thing to note as well is when you're creating your website, there are 2 ways to create it. So Wix has something called the ADI, which basically allows Wix to automatically create websites for you. But there's another element. Sorry, Ayo, could you just go on mute very quickly, please? I'll just mute you, never mind. Cool, and there's another option that allows you to do more customizable things. So Wix basically says, if you want me to do everything for you, allow me to do everything for you. Then there's another section that allows Wix to say, okay, do you want to customize things a bit more? And then it gives you the power to do so. So I clicked the one that is more customizable. So as you're going through it and you want to create another website, you'll be familiar. There's two options. If you want to do the easier one, then I would definitely recommend go for the automatic one. But if you're feeling a bit more courageous, a bit more confident, and you want to test your skills, then I would say go to the second one, which is the customizable one. So here we have the homepage, testing, music, tour, and about. So you click the pages for you to switch page. We want to add a page. So we are going to add a page and we're going to create a blank page. And we are going to name it C4C Design, Course for Children Design. Great. And as you can see, there's not much to this website. There's nothing. So we want to recreate this website. Now, the first thing that which is good, is that we have an image and we have some text, but there's no text here. So we need to start adding some text, right? So to add text, what we have here is like a nice console that allows you to do various different things on Wix. So we want to add text. And what we can see here is that there's different types of text that is available. You know, we can have theme text, and there's so many different options. And what's quite important is that when you have a landing page, you want the text to be big, right? You want the text to allow people to see the text. It has to be easy to read, and it has to be something that is, that grabs users' attention. So here you can clearly see it says new album. So let's go ahead and add a heading. And what's quite good is that you can move the heading as much as you want with your mouse. So we want to have it, we're going to align it to there, and it automatically aligns. So as you can see here, it is just below his cap. So I'm going to do it just below his cap, about there. And we are going to call it new, all in capitals, enter album. Oops, my spelling isn't great. And what you can do as well is, here is where you have the text settings. So if you want to be super specific, so I'm now on the right-hand side, please tell me if I'm going too fast as well, and I'll slow down. So just, feel free to use the chat to ask any questions, and let me know if I'm going too fast. So when you have something you want to copy, you might want to double click into it and see, okay, so they've used font size 65, this is their font that they've used. This is the type of heading that they've used. So yeah, okay, so you feel comfortable. Now, how are we going to be able to highlight the text, right? So what you do is you highlight. You can either use your mouse to highlight, or you can use like shortcuts on your keyboard. So to highlight, all you need to do is just use your key, your mouse, to go through that. And you have so many options. You can make it bold if you want. You can make it italics. You can do it so it's underlined. And the alignment, you can do it so it's in the middle, on the right-hand side, which is kind of weird. Or you can do it something where it's like stretched out evenly. But I think how they've done it is that it is starting from the left to right. Even if you want, you can have it to be in numbers, in bullet points. And if you don't want any bullet points, you can remove it. So there's so many different options, which is good. And I think what they've done is that they've highlighted it. So if we highlight black, okay, so we're kind of there, but it doesn't really make sense right now because this doesn't, you can't really read it very well, right? So I think what they did as well is they highlighted, but they also changed the text to another color. So maybe a bit more of a lighter color. So it's not bad. It's not exact, but it's not far off whatsoever. I think it's actually transparent. But what you can do to double check the color is you can go back to the website. If you double click it and you check the color, what they have here is something called a color code. So if everyone can see here, this is something that is called a color code. And this is a very specific color. If you were to Google it, you would see this is the color here. So this is a color that has a code, right? So that is it. So I've copied it. And what I'm going to do is I think it's frozen. Right, sorry. Let's see if it's actually frozen or not. Okay, cool. It's not frozen. Cool, so I'm going to change the color of it I want to add a color. What you can do is copy and paste it and add it here. I think that was it. And I think it said 4, apply, and we have the exact same color. Any questions so far? Does it all make sense? Is it clear or is it very difficult right now? What does everybody think? Thumbs up if it's going okay so far. Okay, good. Feel free as well to add in the chat if I'm going too fast. Great, so we now want to add in some more text, right? So it has all this featuring, etc. We want to move this down a little bit. So what's next? We need to add some more text to it. So we're going to do the text first. And I think it isn't a heading. I'll say that this is more a paragraph, a very short paragraph. So let's do this. And then we're going to have that here. We can now go into it and do featuring. Who wants to be part of the track? Anybody want to be part of the track? Okay, we've got Juwon, Ayo. So I'm just going to add everyone that's on the chat today. Whoops. We've got Ayo. We have TT. We have myself, RJ, Rodney Johnson, Isaiah. So I hope we'll be able to get everybody in. Isaiah. I hope I'm spelling everyone's names correctly as well. I don't think I spelled Isaiah's name correctly. Yes, we've got Tani. We have Aitan. Thank you. We've got Ivy. Fantastic. We've got Katie. Thank you. Callum as well. Is that everybody? We've got Olu as well. Katie, Olu. Have I missed anybody? Is everybody here? Aitan. Yes. Fantastic. Callum, I've got you, Callum. And Janice, sorry. That's everybody. So we're all musicians. So welcome to the game. We're all musicians. So I'm going to make this bold and tell you what as well.
Add Christabel, please.
Christabel?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure. Let me add Christabel now. So I don't think I saw in the chat. So I hope I called your name correctly. I spelled it correctly. I hope so. Great.
No, it's with a K. It's in the chat. KRI.
Sorry. My apologies. Sorry, man. It's hard to see sometimes. Christabel. Fantastic. Thank you. Now, so I thought this was going to be heading 2, but as you can see, it's actually heading 5. So what we're going to do is select the text. We're going to go to heading, and we're going to go to heading 5. And what you'll see is that each heading has something called a pixel, right? So the bigger the pixel, the bigger the heading. So heading 1 is 30 pixels. So PX is short for pixels. Heading 2 is 25 pixels. So it's a bit smaller. And as you can see, as you go smaller and smaller and smaller, the number of pixels that is associated with that title or subheading is smaller. So this is heading 5, which is only 22 pixels. And as you can see, everything got so much more bigger, right? So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to stretch it out a little bit. And I think that looks good. So we're almost there. As you can see, we're kind of getting there now. We want to add a line. So where would we find a line? Here we go. So when you go to decorative, you can do things like a line. You can add in different shapes if you want, arrows. Again, this is if you want to be more fancy and you want to customize, but Wix can do this all for you if you want. You don't have to do this by yourself. This is, again, only if you want to be a bit more advanced. So we're going to add the line, and we want to put that there, right? Or maybe just below the cap. It's okay. And there's some more text. So either we can copy and paste. So we can right click, copy, and paste, which will basically replicate what you've copied. And we can highlight. Oh, whoops. This stuff went down. We want that to go down some more. Sorry, let me know if I'm going too fast as well. And what we have here is out 18th of July. I say it's June 18, 2022. Now, as you can see, we're almost there, right? There's not much more remaining. We just need to add the social media and add a button that links us to somewhere. So I'm going to go over what I've done. If anyone has questions, please feel free to write in the chat. I am able to see the chat, or if you want to raise your hand as well, that will be very helpful. Because I know maybe I'm going a little bit too fast. So I'm going to slow down if possible. Now, again, just to go over what we've done, if you want to add text, can anyone remind me how to add text to my site, please? Who is feeling brave? Is anybody feeling brave? And can anybody remind me how to add text to my website? Nobody? Ayo? Okay, so I'm gonna go through it slowly, how to add text. So when you're on your site, you go to the add section on the left. Anything that you want to add to the site will be on the left-hand side. Absolutely everything. So you don't have to look on the right. You don't need to look up anywhere. It's all going to be on the left. Now you click the add button. And can somebody tell me what I should do next? Yes, John. So I can't hear you.
You have to go to text.
Okay, fantastic. So how will I think about, so if I want to add like a heading, what would I do? And what is the difference between a big heading and a small heading? Can anyone remember?
So the difference is, so if it's bigger, then that means it has more pixels.
Correct. And if it's smaller?
Then it has less pixels.
Okay, fantastic. So correct. So thank you. So like I said, if you want to add text, everything's on the left-hand side. So let's do it one more time. So you go to add. And then you might think to yourself, oh, what do I need? just take your time and go through it. So the first thing that you're going to do is go to text. You're going to say, okay, maybe I want a big title. Do I want a huge title? Do I want a small title? Do I want an elegant title or a classic title? You know, Wix always tries to help you out a bit more. And if you want something just quite basic, you can just choose one of these headings. And again, you just click it and you can just drag it. So it's really cool. You don't need to do much. Just literally drag. If you want it there, you know. And if you want to delete it, if you right click, you have options to delete. Or you can even duplicate it if you want. You know, if you want to copy and paste it. Is everybody familiar with copy and pasting and things like that? Yes. Can I have, if everyone is comfortable with, does everybody know how to copy and paste on a website? Just type yes on the chat, just so I understand. Because I know if I told my dad, oh, can you teach me how to copy and paste? I'm not too sure if he'll know, you know. So just going to double check. Okay, so everyone is familiar. Good stuff. So it's exactly the same. You click onto something, you right click, you copy or you duplicate. So they give you more options. Usually, if you want to duplicate, you'd copy, you go to where you want to paste it, and you create a duplicate. But that takes so much time. Well, and sometimes you can just right click and click duplicate, and it's right there. Another thing that's quite cool, let me test everyone's knowledge. Type yes if you know how to select more than one item. So can you do this and move them both together? Click yes, type yes if you can. Oh, okay. Aitan, did you click yes? Okay. So Aitan, do you wanna share how you do it? Are you able to share, Aitan? Oh, that was from last time. Okay, sorry. Okay, so, oh, Joan, you said yes. How would you do it to select two items at the same time?
So first what you would need to do, you'd have to for me, what I'd have to do, I'd have to double click on one and double click on another.
Okay, so click. But how can you click on the other? When you click on the other, it's gone.
Yeah, your Wix looks a bit different from mine.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say before. It looks a bit different from mine.
Yeah, so the difference is, remember I told you that there are two options when you create a Wix. So
Yeah.
either you can go to I think they have like an automated one where it does it for you. And the second option is the more customizable one. So
yeah, I did the more customizable one.
okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I think likewise. So yeah, so it's they try and make it easy for you. So to answer your question about how you select both is you click on one that you want to select, and there's something called shift on your keyboard, and you have to hold on it. Hold it, then you can select multiple things at the same time and move them all together. And does anybody know how to do undo? Okay, let's see if anyone else. Can anyone say yes if you know how to do undo? So I've moved this here, but I want this to go back to where it was. Control Z, correct. Exactly. So Control Z allows you to undo things that you've done. Control Shift Z allows you to redo it. So it goes here, Control Z, take it left, Control and Shift Z will move it back to where it was. Yeah, or you can do the icon here. Exactly. So if you want to redo or if you want to undo and continue undoing, then Wix allows you to do that. So very easy. Cool. So the last thing that I'll do very quickly is to adding some social media. Can anyone guess what I would have to do to add in social media? because now, you know, we are all masters of code soon. Can anyone direct me on how to add in a social media? Okay, we have Joan. Anyone else want to share very quickly? Okay, Joan, could you guide us, or could you guide me, please?
Well, I'm not exactly sure because I haven't done on mine, but I
That's
think
fine.
what you need to do, I think you have to go to social. Yeah.
Okay, socials here. Okay.
And then you can choose Facebook or Twitter.
Okay, so he used this one, right? So if I just click it, oh look, and it's you have to click it and it's all there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fantastic. Exactly. Thank you very much for that. And I think as well, when you double click into it, you might want to delete some of them. Maybe, you know, he has all of those. Maybe you want to add some more icons if you wanted to. And Wix gives you many different options available to do so. Now, that's quite cool. And what you can do as well is you can actually add a link to it. So they've provided the links. So I know it seems quite complicated, but trust me, it is eventually when you start getting used to it, it's quite simple. So you might want to add your own Instagram account. So Instagram / you know, Calls for Children. And what will happen is when you do that, it will link people to that specific Instagram page. So again, all we had to do was go on the left-hand side where it has all the information. If you want to add text, you'll click text, add image, but we wanted to add some socials because it's our social media. And we added a social bar. And when you click it, it created these links and it automatically gave you some links to it. And what you can do as well, if you want to maybe, you know, make it smaller or bigger, what you can do. So those, just quickly, just pay attention. So when you're on the social bar, I want you to click onto it. We'll have something called layout. And this is just nice and easy. If you want it to be massive, but that doesn't look very good, does it? When it's so big, you know, it looks unprofessional. Maybe like someone who was 5 years old maybe did it. So we want to just reduce the size to something that is similar to what is here. It has to fit inside the album. So we're just going to reduce it to a nice, comfortable amount, maybe 30. Would be quite nice. And we can change it if you want to be horizontal or vertical. You can have a real nice play around with it. And boom. So who is kind of happy with where we are so far? Does it look similar or does it look very, very different? Type in the chat if you feel as if it looks similar or whether you feel like it looks very, very different. June says it looks different. Anybody else wants to add? Okay, it looks similar. Okay, thank you. We're getting there, you know. This is, when you're doing web development, it takes time, but it's getting there, you know. So when you're doing your own websites, just remember that it's going to take some time, and you need to be patient. And as Callum has shown, when I was learning to do website development, the very first thing that you think about is layout. Get the layout done first, and then you can start working on some of the very nice things like, you know, font size, font images, and stuff like that. So, so yeah, I'll say those are some of the things just to think about at first. Now, quickly, I think that we are going a bit over time. So we are going to go for a quick break. So please take 5 minutes just to refresh yourself, get some water, you know, take some time away from the screen so you can concentrate for the next session. But I hope everybody is enjoying it, and I'll see you all in 5 minutes. Right. So which screen can everyone see? You can see my second. Let me show my first one. share the screen again. Cool. So everyone back? We had a good question. So we had a good question about how do I even do this, right? How do I even do this? How do I even learn to customize? Where do I even start? So when you log onto your Wix, it is going to ask you to create your first website, right? Now, I mentioned to Juwon that you have two options to do that. Now, I'm going to go through it again. So those that perhaps were not here last week, or those that maybe are a bit confused today, this is how you'll create a website, and you'll have it here. So when you go into Wix, you go into your sites, you just log in normally. You then click create new site, and it's going to take you to a lot of the things. What type of website are you going to build? So we want to build a music website. So let's call it a music release music artist. Let's call it music artist. I'm a musician. We're all musicians. Now, we don't want a chat. We want to share and stream our music, list upcoming events. You can choose whatever that you want to go to your website. And when you click next, these are the two options that I mentioned. If you click start now, this is Wix going to build you an automatic website. So let's just call it Musicians Are Us, right? And let's skip the rest. Cool. Wix, I want you to go and create a website for me, very automatic. And what it's going to say is, okay, choose something that you want it to look like. I'll use this design, and I'm going to edit site, and it's building the website for me. And we're here. So this is a very, very easy way just to build a website, but it's not too customizable, So as you can see on the left-hand side, it's a bit different. It's a bit less, so it makes it a lot easier. So if you want to add a new page, you say, okay, maybe I want to add a bio page. I click it and it builds it for you, right? So it's a nice automatic way for you to do things. But if you wanted to do something a bit more customized, which is what we've been doing today. So again, we just type in music artist, we go next. And we have the same things. If you're feeling more confident and you want to do your own website, you go to the one on the right-hand side and you click create your website. And here is our example. So if you want to try again, type in music artist when you create it. And here was the first example. And then when you click onto it, you'll have the ability to see it, and you can edit it. And as you can see, there's so many cool examples, right? So this is just for music. So for the ladies in the room, maybe you want to have something that isn't very just male orientated. You might want something that's a bit more female heavy. You can have that. There's so many different structures. And this is why I personally like Wix, because there's so many templates for you to do. Look, there's even a second page if you want. And you can change it as well. This is for music. I know some people did fashion. So if you type in fashion, they can give you templates for you to, you don't even need to do any editing if you want. You can kind of just go with it and use it as you want. Now, the whole point is that we want you to have fun, right? So I want you to practice. I want you to find a website that you like and just try and redesign it. When you try and redesign it, then you can start to learn how to do things, and you'll really surprise yourself, I would say. So does that answer everyone's question about how to, find these sites and how to access it? Is it clear? Can everyone give a yes or a thumbs up in the chat, please? Nice. Just pop on the chat if everyone understands how to create their Wix website. Okay, thank you, Aitan, Isaiah. Thank you very much. Yes, keep going, Joanne. Thank you, Ivy. Janice, thank you. Capital, yes, Oli, fantastic. Love it. Tani, how about yourself? Katie, Callum, good stuff. Oli, fantastic. Great. So going back to where we were. So I'm going to go back to my other screen very quickly. Maybe I will put this slide deck there actually, so I don't need to jump about. So I'm a Mac user. So cool. So we wanted to recreate this. Now I'm going to go in a bit more slow-mo so that everyone understands what they're doing. So I'm going to go slowly, but again, please feel free to stop me, ask any questions that you might have. You know, somebody asked a good question during the break. I think it was Isaiah about, you know, he was not able to see these things. How do I get there? So feel free to ask questions and I'll do my best to answer. So people thought, okay, oops, let me put that there, put that there. So people are like, okay, it's kind of the same, right? It's a bit different. It's not far off, you know, it's kind of the same. It's similar. Now, does anyone remember how to add a new particular page to your site? If not, it's okay. I'll give you another demonstration. So if you want to add a new tab or a new section, you can quite simply go onto the top left-hand, everything's on the left-hand side, right? So now we're just gonna keep everything here. You go to page, and it's gonna tell you all the pages that you have available. So home, C4C design, we've got testing, got music, taught, and about. And what you'll see is that this represents the menu that is on your website. So what is the name of the, okay, so the name was called Namelix. That was how you'd find the name of it. So Namelix, and then you type in the type of name that you want. I'll post it on the chat if you want to find out the name. But cool. So to add a new page, to add a new section, I want you to go to the top left-hand side, click the section, go to manage pages. So feel free as well, whilst I'm demonstrating, to do it on your laptops or on your computers. Go into manage pages. You'll then have two options. Either you can add a page here, or there's a nice blue button that says add page. We're going to click add page. And we want you can choose, you know, what type of page that you want, but we want it to be on the same theme. So we're just going to add a blank page. And we are going to call the page testing 2.0, testing once more. And you click done, and boom, like magic. On the menu, there's something else called testing once more. So that's a really, really cool way. And if you want to delete it, they have something here called an ellipse. So 3 dots. It's called an ellipse. So when you click the 3 dots, it gives you options. Would you like to duplicate it? Because maybe you don't want to design from scratch, right? Maybe you want to just change some small things to your website. So we want to duplicate it. And as you can see on the menu, something more has come. It says copy of testing once more. So again, to add a new section to your website, you can click the pages. We go on to manage pages. And can anyone tell me how I can delete this, please? I want to delete the copy because I made too many. I made an error and I've put too many. So does anybody remember how to delete? Yes, Joanne?
So you would have to go to layout. So when you go to copy test once more, then you go to no, you just press delete.
Okay, good stuff. Yes. But I see where you're going. I think you were talking about if you wanted to delete like a text or something, you'd go into those things exactly. So delete page. Are we sure we want to delete this page? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy to delete it because it was just a test. And what will happen is it will delete it. And I think we can delete this testing once more as well. Delete, because we want it to be clean. And I think we can also delete testing as well, because I was doing that earlier. We can click delete. And what's quite good is that you can even rename it. So just to make sure that it's the same design, you know, let's make it capitals because everything else is capital letters. So let's make ours also capital letter. And nice and easy, you see it says C4C design. And what's quite cool is when you preview, when you click home, you have these websites. When you click C4C design, so we have our basic website, which is good. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So now what we want to do, the second part is, does everybody understand that, by the way? Does that make sense? I hope it's very clear. Good stuff. Again, please, this is interactive. This is a safe space. If you do want me to go over things again, please just raise your hand. I cannot see everyone's names on Zoom. So I will ask you to write in the chat. That is one way I'll make sure that I see everyone's comments. If you don't type it on the chat, I might not be able to see your comments. So again, please, please, please use the chat. Great. So we've added a new section to our website. Now we want to apply a background to our website. So what that means is, so let's get the old stuff back and let's just finish it off. We need to add a button, right? So again, very, very straightforward. You go to the left-hand side. If you want to add a button, you go to add, and Wix tries to make it very easy for you. Just literally click button and choose, maybe there'll be another type of button that will be quite cool for us. Because we want to replicate it. So let's choose this button. Cool, so we've got the button. We are going to put it here. We're going to to change the name. So there's two things you can do. Either you can click change text and icon and you'll have a button that comes up here, or you can double click into it and it will come up. So it's things that are very simple. Again, feel free to make notes, write down these things because it isn't a memory game. You know, write it down, it's much easier. So we're going to call it get it here, exclamation mark. Cool. But it's not exactly the same though, is it? We want to change, not necessarily the layout, but we can change, if you click either one, to be fair, change the design. You can change the design of the website and we can do that, or we can customize it. So what you can do to customize it is if you double click into it, you can do those settings, or you can click the layout. And what you can do is, we want the background to be, what was the color of it? Wasn't it? Let me just double check. So the color was, remember how we said that like each color has a code? So I think the one that we had to find the code was here. So the code was F3, and you don't need to memorize it either. You know, it tells you what it is. So every color has a code, and this allows you just to reuse colors quite easily. So what we want to do, we want to change the text color to be black. The text. So we go to text, we go to text color, we want it to be black. I know you can't see it right now, but trust me, it is there. But we want the background, instead of this color, we want it to be something else. Oh, it was already there. So it's there. And then lastly, we're going to add a border to it. The border will be 1. The color will be black. Well, let's make the border a bit thicker. I'm going to go over it again as well, so it makes a bit more sense. But as you can see, it's kind of getting the same type of design as what we're trying to go to. I will be going over it, so please just bear with me. We want this to be bold. Maybe the text should be even a bit more bolder, actually, so that it looks. Let's make it. What did they do? Maybe it's bold. Oh, that's too bold. Let's make it a bit less bold. Helvetica, normal. Okay, cool. So we've added a button. We've changed some of the images behind it. I know it seems a bit confusing, so I'm going to go into a bit slower. So what we did first is that we went to add. And firstly, why would we even want a button, right? Maybe that's the first question. Why are we designing things like this? So I don't know if you've been on any, even if you go on Google, right? So let's go on Google, google.com. What you can do is you can type in hello, and here is a button. So a button is essentially allowing the user to do something. So if you've ever made an order online, if you ever got into an Uber, even if you've ever, created a profile, I'm sure everyone has used buttons in the past. So now buttons are useful because it guides the user from one place to another. So if you click hello, click Google search, and it will do, will do Adele hello. As you can tell, I'm a big Adele fan. I love this song. We do have our slow music time. So that's why we add a button. Now, to add a button, can anyone remind me how to add a button? Does anybody feel confident to share how to add a button to your site? So we have June. Do you have any other brave candidates that wants to share how to add a button? Ayo, perhaps you would like to share. Do you feel confident to add to share?
What did you say?
Somebody wasn't listening. No, the question is, how would I add a button to my website?
So firstly, wouldn't you press that add button, because you said everything that we need to add is on the left side.
Mm-hmm. And then what would I do next? Assuming I'm not there, how would I add a button?
Would you press button?
Correct. And then I will choose whichever button that I would like to create, right? Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ayo. We appreciate your participation. That is correct. So you'd go to the add button because all the stuff is there. And thank you, Callum, as well. I just saw in the chat. So you go to add elements, correct? You then go into button, you choose the button that you want, and you can then start editing. So again, this is trial and error. The whole point is for it to be fun. So if you want to edit, you can do the same thing. You can make it different if you want. But in terms of how to change the text, again, double click, and then you can change text here. So you can just type it to say, maybe change text, right? So you double click and you can type in whatever you want, but we want it to say, get it here. And then all we need to do is click away and it's there. Now, if you want to change the design, I know I went through quite quickly this, so I'm going to go through it a bit more. We go on to layout. So you hover over it, you click the button that you want to change the design. You then click layout. And now you have a nice, imagine if it's like a PlayStation. You have all these different, and you have a PlayStation controller. If you press up, you go up, you press down, you go left, You know, everyone knows what X, square, Y, triangle, all these different, so I think I'm even saying some Xbox stuff. You know, so anyone that perhaps has used PlayStation or even their laptop, you know, you have a console, you know that 1 to 9 is numbers, you have text, you know what the enter button does, you know what the mouse does, but it takes time for you to get used to it. So don't be scared if you don't understand it at first. It just takes time to get used to it. So again, usually on the left-hand side is where you will find the information, that the design things that you need to change. So if you want to change the background from this color to maybe green, I don't even know that's green, that's like turquoise, dark turquoise. If you want to change it to like a gold color, if you want to make it black, or if you want to make it white, the background field basically says, with this button, I want to change the background. How do I do that? And what's quite good with Wix is that it remembers custom colors. Maybe you want a very dark blue, right? So you can click it and it will change it for you. You have text as well. So very similar, like I said, some headings, the bigger the amount of pixels, the bigger the font. So headings that are big are normally seen as heading 1. Heading 2 is always a bit smaller. And as you go down, it's always a bit smaller. And I think it goes up to like heading 6 is the maximum. So heading 1 will be the biggest and heading 6 will be the smallest at only 20 pixels. And PX stands for pixels. And then we have paragraphs. So I'm sure in your English classes, you know, everyone knows about headers, subheaders, and paragraphs, right? That's how we typically structure an essay. So a website is very, very similar. And that's what you can do. So just to make things a bit more fun as well, we want to add in some images and videos. So everyone's kind of happy with what we have so far. Hope everyone is enjoying. So we want to add this image and section to it. So the very first thing you have to do, again, Wix wants things to be easy and not difficult. It's not trying to trick you. All you have to do is, and pay attention everyone so you can see it, so you don't miss it. If you want to add a new, because right now I cannot scroll any further. This is everything that I have. So concentrate, you say add strip. So there's a blue button. You click it and just type in just click the white one. And what you have is a strip here. So now you have this page. And if I scroll, and you know what, now I'm going to use it without looking at the previous text. So now they've added a new section into it, right? Which I think is quite cool. So if I go to preview, it's not going to look too great right now, but we have an additional section to it. So we want to change the background of this strip. So what we're going to do is click onto the strip. We want to select change strip background. And maybe, so let me go to Unsplash. And I'm going to say cool backgrounds. Oh, there's quite a lot of cool ones available. Maybe we want to add in, this is quite a nice one. Let's add that. So you download it. And to add images, as Joan mentioned before, you click image, you go to upload media. You can either drag or drop, or you can upload from your computer. And when you drag and drop, Wix is going to add it for you. We'll then click change background. And just like magic, we have a really cool background, right? I think that's quite cool. I think we're doing a real good job. Now, we might want the background to be a bit bigger. So all we can do, we can literally just expand it if we want and stretch it to be smaller. Whoops, sorry, mistake. And boom, just like that. It is Done. Now, what we have here is an image though that's within it. So we want to add in a video. So again, quite straightforward. You click add and we go into video. We'll then click video upload, literally just click it and it's there like magic. So we can increase the size of the video so that it fits within our website. And again, it's quite important as well that you think about it. Would the website look cool if the video was there, like randomly? Does that look good to everybody? See, you're all not listening, because why would you have a website just there, like a video here? Surely the website, it should be inside the section, right? So please remember, when you're doing doing your editing for your videos, to be within the section that you want it to be, and just take your time. You know, Wix allows you to center things. You know, it makes it easier for you when you have all the purple lines. It's where it needs to be. So when you go into preview now, you have the website and now it's nicely in. You click play and it's playing, right? So we have successfully not only just added the background, but we've added a nice video. So maybe, you know, if you're in the music business, you might want to add a video of your latest track. Or if you're in the, let me guess, if you're in the fashion business, you might want to upload a catwalk, you know, some of those models as they're going up and down the catwalk, you might want to add that video. Or if you're a restaurant business, you might want to have some sizzling steak, you know, something that is really, really nice. And you might want to add this to your website so people can see it and people can play around with it. So that is the basics of what we wanted to go through today. So how to add text, how to add images to your website. I know it's a bit more difficult than how it was last week. Last week we really did like a nice basic website, but I didn't want to leave you with just the basics. I wanted to at least give you the opportunity to see a bit more of a complicated website with more features, so that when you want to create your own websites, you think, okay, I can do it, you know, and it doesn't seem too difficult either. So I'm going to go over one more time how to add a section. So, or how to add a strip. So you quite simply click add strip. You select a blank strip. And does anybody remember how to change the background of the strip? Any volunteers? Ayos, your hand up. Go for it.
You press the button that says change strip background.
Exactly. So either you can then, you know, Wix gives you some examples. Maybe, you know, you can have their, like, they give you so many examples. But if you want to upload your own images, you can even search for some. Let's say, I know people like gaming. Let's search for some gaming websites, some gaming images. Look at this. I don't know, he's definitely not playing right now. So let's do, what is a cool one? This is okay. This is all right. So click change background, and what you can see is that the background has been changed. But because it's quite big though, you're gonna have to stretch it out a little bit. Oops, sorry. So you can just do undo. And if you're very, very, very interested on how to change these things, you can go into Photo Studio and you can do so many different things. Make it darker, make it brighter. You know, you can play around with a lot of different things. I'm not too good with photo editing, so I just leave it as is. So I just click leave. And if you want, you can just delete the strip as well by just clicking. So just remove it for now. And what we'll have is like a nice basic way to add and edit videos. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you found curious, that you found difficult? How did everyone find this session today? Yes, John.
So when I was making my own website, or I actually didn't understand how to put in the video, so I didn't do that part yet. But now it makes more sense.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for sharing. How is everyone else feeling? Feel free to write in the chat if you're more comfortable writing in the chat. How is everyone else feeling? Is it out of 10? How difficult is it, or how difficult and fun is it? So write those 2 out of 10. Well, Isaiah is not sure. You don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Are you able to elaborate?
No, I don't think I can.
As in, do you find it difficult? Do you understand what we've gone through?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. It's not going to be easy. Like I said, today was more about having fun. Yeah, so how difficult it was, yeah, out of 10, and then another one to how fun it was. So bear in mind, like, creating websites is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy yourself whilst you're doing it. At the current stage that you're at, don't feel disheartened or anything about it. Feel positive, feel good, so that you can go away and you can trial it yourself. You can show friends. You can even work together on things. It doesn't have to be you working on it by yourself. Websites are supposed to be fun and collaborative, and it's supposed to allow you to do things that you've never done before. Is this everyone's first time creating a website? You see, and you've done, and you might have thought maybe it was very difficult, but we've seen that we found a way to do it in a fun and easy way. So that was what the sessions were really designed to do. So don't feel disheartened at all if you found it difficult. I found it really hard when I was starting out as well. We didn't even have tools like Wix and made it easier. So again, just make sure you're having fun. Keep enjoying yourselves, and that's it. So I'll hand it on to, we did want to do a class activity time, but I'll hand it on to Titi.
Thank you so much, Rodney. Guys, I know some of you, we've learned a lot today, and that's what happens, if you want to push yourself further, might be a bit difficult, but like I said in my chats, this has been recorded, so you can play it again and in your own time. Play it. If you don't understand it, you rewind it and play and rewind and play until you're able to achieve what you want to do. What I would like for you to do before we round up today is go to slido.com. Yeah, #webdev. Go and just put in your feedback. Yeah, thank you, Rodney. But please go into that, because we need to get your feedback. So do that survey for me, just like you did last week. I need you to do that for me. Yeah, thank you. And also, if you can do a screenshot of your website when it's done, screenshot of your website and the link, copy the hyperlink and send it to Course for Children Limited, that email address, send it to us. I would like to see it. We like to shout about your work, and who knows, maybe our event in November, we might invite you to just come and talk for about 5 minutes, how you found this workshop, what you've done with your website, and what all the positives that having that website have brought to you. So I'm really, really keen on you sending me that snapshot, the link once it's done, and I might reach out later. Okay, so
so I think Joan has a question.
Okay, and who's got a question?
It's not a question. I just wanted to say, for the cause for the True Little Hero, I think it was 2021. Yeah, I was the sports hero winner.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Joe. This particular one, what I'm saying is, when we have the event, we might ask you to come and talk about it, even if it's just for 2-3 minutes. We do have slots where we call it spotlight. But I'm not guaranteeing it. But if I see your work and I want to encourage you want to encourage other young people like yourself, then we might want to add that to the agenda. But what I need from you and all of you is go and attempt it. Do a screenshot of your homepage, your landing page, and the link to your website, so I can look at it and get back to you on it. Okay. But please, what's important, Rodney has put up that survey. Please go there. That feedback is very important. Other people need to hear about it. Rodney needs to hear about it as
Definitely.
well. How you're feeling from today's session. What's next? The next one. Okay, I think that's Rodney. Okay, that's a question for you. How do you add a video to your Wix website? Is anyone on call that can tell us that? That was the last thing we did. Anyone there that can just tell us quickly how to add a video to your Wix website? How will you go about doing it? Anybody
remember? Maybe they need to do trial and error later.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe later you can give it a go later, after the workshop. I know what, and I'll be looking for that when you send me your website. I want to see videos and all stuff. Music, I want to play music and see videos. So yeah. And the quote of the day, do you want to talk about that, Rodney, before I speak about the events coming?
Yes. I think just generally, obviously the session is web development made easy, but nothing in life is super easy. It's going to take time for you to understand things. Even the easy things at one point was difficult for a lot of people. So the one quote of the day is that it makes a big difference in your life when you stay positive. So everything that you go through, even if it's web development, even if it's school or exams, or if you're at home, if you have a positive mindset, that it will help you and it'll make a big difference. So that's the last kind of quote I wanted to leave you with.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Rodney. And that's very important. Always stay positive. When you're positive, you can achieve a lot. Don't be put off and don't be discouraged. Another event I want to talk to you quickly about before we round up is a career conference. I know some of you are still in in secondary school, maybe you're just mid-year in secondary school or at the start of secondary school. Or some of you might have taken your GCSE lately or in A-levels. This particular event is for those that are near GCSE or they've taken GCSE or in A-levels. So this is all about information around career, what you want to do in life. You want to have an understanding of what's out there, new roles that are emerging. Life is changing. Technology has taken a big role in the way we're living now. So what we do, they're changing. So we want to hear about other roles that are coming, emerging roles. We want to hear about what Rodney is doing, how he's come about to become what he's doing right now. Did he study for it? Did he take a course? What are the things that you need to do? And some other people, we've seen there's someone from Google that'll be talking. There's another data analyst, data engineer that'll be speaking. So if I'll recommend that you go onto our website or onto Eventbrite to go and register for it. Peradventure, you might have your parents on call and they're listening to this event as well. It's for you to sign up or share with your network so that we can have and also time on that day. It's going to be beautiful. You hear from so many people. We all want to be empowered and be out there and working and working and working. Yeah, so that is what this event is all about. I think the final thing is feedback again. If you have any questions after this workshop, once we round up and you want to ask a question, please send it to Cause for Children. If I can have the last slide, please. Cause for Children Ltd@gmail.com, and just put your question across, and I'll try and get them answered for you if I can, or ask Rodney to answer. I forgot to mention also, those of you that have attended session 1 and session 2, both will send you certificate of participation as well. So yeah, so be expecting that maybe during the week. I will get that across to you, and we'll share the link to where you can watch those 2 videos as well. Okay, so that's it for me. Please show your love to Rodney in the chat. Let him know that you had an awesome time. And once again, have a lovely evening, and I'll be closing the event. Thank you very much for joining and staying tuned. And see you next time.
You've all been excellent as well. Thank you very much.